I can't deal with having a stinky old lady like you by my desk anymore. I just can't. I'm going to ask my dad to have you fired right now, so goodbye to you.
You're going on about that again?
For however many weeks it's been now, ever since you showed up next to my desk, you've been stinking up the whole place. It's so bad now that I can't even focus on my work anymore. So, can you please go somewhere else for me?
You can say that all you want, but I have work to do within this office as well.
Yeah, you took over the work that was on someone else's laptop, right? And they left this company already, so there shouldn't be anything on it anymore, right? Are you sure you're not just sitting at the desk, using their laptop right now, making it look like you're working?
That's not at all what I'm doing. I'm doing some very serious work over here at the moment.
Does this mean that the more seriously you work over there, the more smelly you become? That's the only reason I can think of where you'd both be working hard and smelling like crap. The longer you sit there working seriously, the smellier you become.
I don't mind you thinking what you want about me, but no matter what you have to say, I'm not going to leave.
Wow! Even though you're causing another person so much trouble right now, you're not going to leave? Damn! You old hags really are selfish, aren't you?
Even though it sounds to me like you're leagues more selfish than anyone in this office building.
I happen to be very, very young, which means me being a little bit selfish with my life is cute. But when it comes to a completely old hag like yourself...
Understood. Then please, go have a word about your displeasure of me with your father, right now.
Are you sure that's really okay with you? Me going to talk with Dad about you means that you'll lose your job for sure. Then that would spell the end of you, Miss Old and Single Smelly Hag.
You don't have to worry about my situation. Please go and do as you'd like regarding me, and see what happens.
I guess this is goodbye forever. Hey, Dad. Recently, I've been really upset with the part-timer old lady's smell, and she's been sitting by my desk this whole time. Because of her, I haven't been able to focus on any of my work. So could you please tell her to leave this company?
What part-timer are you talking about, lady? And why would she be sitting near your desk?
I don't know why she's sitting next to my desk of all places. Probably because she's so old and tired all the time that she can't do anything else but sit near me and smell bad. Right now, she's sitting in the spot that Jackson used to be sitting before he left.
Well, that's too bad. You seem to be having more trouble then. But even with her being such a problem for you, you're still putting in all that effort to try to get your work done, right?
Well, of course I am, Dad. I'm doing my best for this company, as a very amazing member of society should be. But the thing is, when I'm doing my best to get my work done here, I don't want for there to be other people getting in my way.
I see. I need to start taking after you some, I guess. Now please, could you tell me the name of that part-timing old lady is so that I may deal with her for you? If she's really causing you to become distracted that much, then I'll make sure to get rid of her pronto.
I don't actually know her name. Even though she's at the bottom of the rung of this company's ladder, she never wears a name tag. When you left on that business trip for a bit, she came into the office and started to work at the desk thinking she was all that. I'd never once seen her face before, yet she came in out of nowhere, acting like she didn't have to listen to me. Everyone else seems to have already given up with her toxic character, and they are all answering to her like she actually does control them.
What? She must be a real problem then, that old hag there. Do you think that she might be trying to take over this company in some way?
Hey, Dad. Hurry up and get that old hag out of here, because she reminds me so much of Jackson. I can't stand working with that smelly hag anymore, and I want her gone now.
I can see that. I was planning to take action once I got back to the office building and had a second to take a look at her. But if things really are that bad for you regarding her working near you, I'll have a word with the CEO and ask that they take care of her.
You are still going on that trip to Canada, working on one of the largest projects this company has ever been involved in, right? Even if I'm in serious trouble with this smelly hag, it's not worth having you come all the way back here earlier than you should be.
As long as this project I'm on goes really well for the company, I'll be getting myself a lot of money and a bonus. And then, Caitlin, I'll be able to buy you whatever your heart desires, all right?
What? That makes me so happy, Dad. I love you so much. Well then, as for that old smelly hag, get her out of here, please.
Yes, Mama. You leave all of this to your father to take care of for you. Miss Yan, I have something that I'd like to talk with you about. Do you have a couple of minutes to speak about it with me?
Sure, what is it?
I'm pretty sure at the moment you have a part-timer working in one of the company's offices. But from the sounds of it, that woman is causing a lot of trouble for the rest of the employees in her department.
Could you please elaborate a little on what kinds of trouble she's causing?
Of course. It seems that she went out and took over Jackson's desk after he went and left the company. Also, she seems to be acting as though she's in charge of the department she's working in now and bossing a lot of the employees around in the department. You have to understand as the CEO of this company how worrying such a thing is for myself and the rest of that department, correct?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Can you please tell me what's going on here regarding said part-time worker?
Excuse me? But from what I've been told, this is really going on within the company.
Then could you please explain to me who told you such things? Something tells me they are spreading some sort of rumor with no base at all to it.
I heard about this from one of the employees in the department. Anyhow, I would like to have that part-time woman removed from this company so that she's no longer causing any trouble. Having someone as sly as her within the company will not only cause further issues for the department she's in, but there's a chance also that she'll take over the company from within.
Then tell me, Clyde, how would you like to get rid of someone who does not exist within this company? I would like to know the name of those part-timers you're speaking about right now.
It doesn't seem that anyone knows the name of this part-timer. All I've been told is that she's a bit up there in the age, perhaps her late 50s, early 60s.
And by any chance, is Caitlin referring to this woman as a hag or an old lady?
What? Ah, no, wait. I never said anything about hearing about this from Caitlin, did I?
Clyde. The way that you take everything that your daughter says to you as priority and then proceed to take action in order to make sure that she's happy is something that will really cause issues for this company. But remember, when I first allowed her to work here, even though she's your daughter, we made a deal that you would not prioritize her needs over any of the other tasks you have, nor treat her any better than any of the other staff here. Correct?
But like I was saying, I never heard about this from Caitlin. The reason I made this issue my top priority is because I believe it to be a major problem for the company if not taken care of right now. This is all in the best interest of the company.
Is that so, Clyde? Then please, allow me to tell you the name of this woman who you and someone else seem to be so worried about. Her name is Jan Witherton.
What? But what are you saying?
Hey, old hag. I just talked with my dad and made sure he knew everything about you. I believe that you're going to be fired really soon here. So how about you start to gather up all of your things and get out of this office building?
I suppose I'll quit before that communication comes then.
Get the hell out of here! I have no idea what the purpose of you working for this company was anyway. Why the hell did you even come here in the first place? Were you taking a break or something?
I came to this department after having heard some of the reasoning behind why Jackson suddenly got up and left the company. In the process of confirming some things, I learned that his reasoning was correct, and that he was right to leave the company so quickly. And that is why now I will leave this department, as there's nothing left for me here to confirm.
What kind of answer is that? You want to know why he left? Because he was terrible at his job and couldn't get anything done here. He was always dodging all of his responsibilities before he left. So what else was there for you to confirm by coming?
You're saying that Jackson wouldn't do his job then, and would leave it all up to others to handle?
What's that? I just started to get loads of texts from my dad. I didn't notice he sent me so many so quickly.
Caitlin, please. I need you to read all the text and respond to me right now that you understand everything.
I'm so sorry, Dad. I didn't realize you'd sent me so many texts all at once. What's going on?
You go to that part-timing woman right now and apologize to her at once.
Huh? Why should I ever do that?
Because that woman you were talking about isn't even a part-time worker here. She is the CEO of this company.
What?
For the past couple of weeks, she's been in your department doing some important work there from the sounds of it. Now, Caitlin, you go and apologize to her right now. If you apologize to her right now, I'm sure she'll be able to understand your misunderstanding and forgive you.
Wait. But Dad, I don't want to apologize to an old hag like her. And you just called her the company's CEO? There's no way someone like her could be in charge of this company.
I want to know why you even started to think of her as a part-time worker in the first place, Caitlin. Haven't you seen all the other workers in your department going up to her every morning to say hello to her and such because she's their boss?
I thought they were all doing as she'd asked them to because she's been such a pain in everyone's butt. Wait, are you being serious right now? Are you really saying that this old lady is the CEO of this company?
That's what I'm saying. If you were to ask any of your coworkers about her right now, they'd tell you who she really is. Now, if you don't go and apologize to her right now, you and I both are going to be placed in a very bad situation together.
Why don't you go and apologize to her then? I don't want to apologize for anything right now.
I have already apologized to her plenty of times now. But she hasn't responded to any of my texts, nor will she answer any of my phone calls to her. You are in the same building as her right now, aren't you? You go and apologize to her face to face right now.
All right then. If that's what you really want me to do, then I guess I will. I don't have another choice anyway. However, having to apologize to her face is going to be a pain in my butt now.
Caitlin.
So, it sounds like the old hag is my CEO then? I never knew about that, so sorry.
Is that the way you've chosen to apologize to your CEO then?
Hey! Be happy that I'm even doing this for you in the first place. So maybe a small thank you or something? I'll have you know that a lot of this is your fault for coming to the desk next to mine and never telling anyone that you're the CEO of the company, alright?
You and I met back when you were first hired into this company. And when working for a company like this, or any for that matter, you should know who your current CEO is and be able to tell who they are by their face.
Now, that's just being excessively self-conscious, right? I don't even remember the first day I came to this company. Then tell me, Missy, when you run into people out on the streets, do you act all entitled and crap as well with them? Do you blame them for not knowing that you're the CEO of this company?
This conversation isn't going to get anywhere with you then. Now, Caitlin, I'd like for you to go ahead and get all of your things packed up so that you're ready to leave this office when I say so.
Huh? What the heck? Do you have any idea what you're talking about right now? Are you actually trying to say to me that I'm getting fired now?
That's what I'm saying. After all, based on your behavior and work ethic, you must be fired. I've heard from the other employees here that you aren't seen as that great of a person to be around. And when it comes to the way you handle your responsibilities here, they don't think you handle them at all. I do not need someone as useless as you within my company.
An old hag like you is more useless to this company than I am, right? By the way, do you think that it's really that easy for you to just fire me over nothing at all like you're saying you will? I know already. When there isn't a good enough reason to do so, the company cannot fire said employee.
I am also very much aware of that. And that's why you had to force Jackson to quit his job instead of using your father to fire him, right?
What? Now, what exactly are you going on about there? He chose to leave this company on his own terms. I never had anything to do with any of that, okay?
Is that what you think? Well, unfortunately, based off the evidence I have found, that doesn't seem to be the case at all.
Sure, go ahead and act like you have anything on someone who had nothing to do with it. What I'm saying is the truth. All you have is bullcrap. Tell me, what kind of evidence do you think you have? Did you go out and have a word with Jackson himself about it or something?
The reason I came to this department and started to work at his desk was in order for me to look into and confirm why he had left. I was aware that he was a very serious and hard-working individual here. So when he quit like that all of a sudden, I knew that something was up and wanted to find out why. And while I was on his laptop that he'd been using here within the office, I came across a lot of interesting things.
So that's why you were always sitting at his desk like that? And what are all those things you found on there? What did you find that's so interesting to you?
Nothing at all. And that's because the whole computer was wiped and there was no history left on it. I also tried my best to revert that process, which cleared everything, but that never worked for me either.
Well, geez. So you don't have anything on me at all, right? All of that work for nothing in return, right? Great work you did there.
However, when I went and looked all throughout his laptop, there was nothing remaining at all from when he was using it. But the thing is, the day that he walked out and never came back, he sent me an email stating that there was some information on his laptop for me, and that he made sure not to reset anything. So the fact that when I came and logged into his laptop and there was nothing on it at all from when he was working here, I knew that someone else had tampered with it. That right there is a fact, Caitlin. Because what he told me as he left in that email and what I saw on his laptop completely contradict one another.
In other words, what are you trying to say right now?
What I'm saying is this. Within your department, there's someone that logged into his computer after he had left and tampered with the computer's files and everything in order to make sure nobody else could see what he'd left. That was another thing I was looking into while working inside of your department.
So, do you have any idea who might have gone and done it?
Well, of course it's you, Caitlin. You logged into his laptop, went through all the files on there, deleted them all, and then reset it.
Huh? And where's all the evidence pointing you to me being the one who did it?
The rest of the employees who I'd been talking with within this department had nothing to say about Jackson's laptop, including that there was nothing on it. However, when I'd been texting with you earlier, you stated that there was nothing left on his laptop anymore, so I shouldn't have been using it for work.
Hey, hold on now. I never knew about that earlier until you went and brought it up with me. I really never cared about that loser's laptop anyway.
I'm afraid you misread what I said. You were the one that texted me saying that, before I had said anything to you about what I was doing at Jackson's desk there. Did you forget about that? You told me that he had already quit, and that there was nothing left on his laptop, right? Take a look at the text for yourself from earlier, please.
Hey, wait, that was just...
There were things on that laptop that would have exposed all the bad things you've been doing while working for this company. And that's why you went and erased it all, correct? If you are denying that, then allow me to contact IT and have them go into the servers and retrieve some of that data that's still sitting in the cloud.
Hold on! I deleted everything on that laptop and reset it because my dad told me to.
Your father, Clyde, told you to?
That's right! I never did anything besides what he told me to do. It was my dad that forced Jackson to quit his job here unnoticed. I never hated Jackson, actually, and kind of found him attractive. However, my dad really hated him.
So the one who went and forced Jackson to quit was your father?
by myself, I would never have the ability to force someone else to quit, right? You should be able to understand that, right? My dad went and forced him out of the company using his position. I never did anything at all.
Is that right? Then I shall go and have a word with your father again about this new information you're telling me. As for you, gather up all of your things and wait at your desk.
What? I'm still being fired? I never did anything wrong, like I just told you, right?
I don't trust what you've told me one bit, Caitlin. And even if you had nothing to do with Jackson leaving this company in such a way, you are still viewed as not only the weakest link in this department, but a terrible person to work with. I need you to leave this company once I'm finished talking with your father.
Firing me over such a BS reason? That is awful! I'm going to take you to court and sue you over this.
Would you like me to present you the evidence I have of you using the company's money to go and have fun? I have it with me right now.
What?
Alright then. There's your reason for being fired. Now I'm not even going to have to wait anymore. Grab all of your things and leave the office right now. Goodbye.
Wait, hold on a second. What? But wait, there's no way you should've.
Clyde, I have some things to tell you about your Jackson.
Ah, about Jackson.
That's right. A few weeks ago, he abruptly stopped showing up to work after walking out one day and never came back or said anything else. As the executive director, do you happen to have an idea of what happened with him?
Have any idea? Actually, no, I don't have any memory at all of what happened with him. As for right now, I just wanted to say to you that I am sorry for the way that my daughter spoke about you. My daughter never knew that you were the CEO of this company. And that's why.
I do not care to talk about her anymore. I already went and fired her from the company, and she's currently being walked out by security now.
What? She's been fired? Hold on one moment, please. What happened that forced you to have to fire her?
We are talking about Jackson right now, Clyde. Please do not derail this discussion again. Now, is there something you're not telling me that you're afraid to talk about?
But I don't know anything else besides the fact that he one day left the office, the same department my daughter's in, and never came back. I have no idea why it all happened, and no memory of anyone telling me anything about it.
Caitlin went and erased all the files and everything off of his laptop and reset the computer entirely. And she pleaded that it was you who told her to do this to his laptop.
What? She said all that about me?
She also told me that you had used your position in order to force him to quit the company and never come back. I do believe that she was telling me the truth there.
Please, hold on for a second. What do you mean?
I don't want to listen to any of your excuses for it anymore. It's a true pain in my butt. I'm going to have you step down from the position of executive director now.
No, you can't. Why? Caitlin, why did you go and completely wipe all those files from Jackson's computer before resetting it? I told you not to do anything suspicious, didn't I?
Because he had emails on his computer from me that I didn't want anyone else to see. If someone were to see them, then I'd have been royally screwed.
And that's why I told you to let me handle all of that. When you go and delete everything from someone else's computer like that, you are pretty much telling everyone that you are a criminal, right? Also, I was told that you blame me for all of it. How could you do all that to me? I was doing all that for you.
Huh? It's because you were being too lax that all of this happens, right? Also, you told me that nobody would ever find out about the money you were letting me play with.
Huh? Someone found out about that as well?
This is all your fault, isn't it? I'm not going to accept me being fired and sued by the company right now. You take responsibility for all of it right now. I had nothing to do with all of that. And if you like, I can send all of the evidence to that old hag right now for you.
Caitlin, hold on a second, please. Miss Yan, please don't listen or believe anything else that Caitlin might tell you. Right now, that girl's losing her mind and has no idea about the things she's talking about anymore. I'm sure she's already started to text you about plenty more things, but all of those is lies made to make me look even worse.
Is that right? I was just looking at everything she sent me and found it to be very concrete evidence towards what she was suggesting.
What? So you've already seen everything?
That's right. I just got it all from her a second ago. And it seems there are still more pieces of evidence coming in. It seems that she's now stabbing her own father, whom she seemed to love so much, in the back as well. All to try and save her own skin. I have evidence here showing that you went and sent her all the money from the company so that she'd have something to play with. Seems that the both of you are done now.
God damn it! I can't believe I've been stabbed in the back by that girl again.
Tell me, why did you force Jackson to quit?
I have no idea. Caitlin was the one begging me to do it to him.
Then tell me, how did you go ahead with forcing him to quit?
I took all the evidence of Caitlin using the company's money and made it look as though he was the one doing it. I told him that if he didn't want to be blamed for that, then he should never come to the office again.
How heartbreaking. I don't mind you and your daughter playing idiots like that, but don't you ever get the company or any of its employees wrapped up in it. You are no longer on that project over in Canada. I will have someone else head out there to take your place now, so I'd like you back in the US as soon as possible.
I understand that I was putting my daughter before a lot of other things, but I had always wanted to put that kind of attention into the company as well. You have to understand that I've done a lot of things for this company over the years, and so many people would speak highly of me. But still, you're going to force me to quit from this company?
No, I'm going to have you fired. Because I would never do the same thing to you that you have done to Jackson.
Hey! I handed over all that evidence of what my dad had done wrong that made you think that I was to blame. You should be forgiving me now after what you've done, right?
Before we get to any of that, let's talk about Jackson some more. Why did you want him to be forced to leave this company so badly?
I fell in love with him, but anytime I'd approach him asking him on dates, he'd avoid me. I'm not just going to let someone avoid me like that. I didn't even tell him I loved him yet. However, he was already trying to get away from me.
That's because he's a married man. I would never ever want to be around someone who kept trying to flirt.
But that doesn't give him the right to run away from me like that all the time. How dare a gloomy man like him do that to me?
I understand the type of human you are now. And that has solidified my choice in keeping you out of this company for good.
You... hold it right there! At least stop trying to take me to court over something that wasn't my fault! My dad isn't helping me right now, so I have no money!
We are continuing with the legal case against you. I have no plans of changing my mind about it, so please, give up right now and begin looking for a way to make all the money that we'll ask for.
Hold on! I get it, alright? I'm sorry! I get that at times I'm a bit of a selfish woman, but from now on, I'll no longer act that way.
Wait, you're going to fix that deplorable attitude of yours? Because I thought you told me before that a very, very young girl like you was thought of as cute for being a bit selfish. After that, both Caitlin and her father Clyde were removed from the company's payroll, and both had their access cards deactivated so that they could never come inside the office again. However, the investigation into those two didn't stop there, as more and more evidence of those two embezzling money from the company was found. And as more came up, so did the amount of money they would be forced to pay the company when faced by the company lawyers. Also, we made sure to look even further into what happened to Jackson to make him leave. And after we had all the evidence needed, we planned to have both Caitlin and Clyde pay him a settlement for the workplace harassment. Of course, the news of this didn't stay within the company and spread like wildfire all throughout the US. The news left those two with little options in terms of work at the same level they had here, and soon those two ended up having to settle for lower level jobs. I wonder what kinds of lives those two are going to have to live now, after having been told that they'd both owe money to the company as well as money to Jackson. I got in touch with Jackson again after those two were fired, and offered him a position with pay he could not refuse. And so now he's back in the office, working with the same vigor he had before. Having gotten rid of those two, the environment within the company has become a lot more friendly again, and I can feel that all of my employees are happy again as well. As for myself, once I've settled down a bit more and made sure that the project in Canada has been completely successful, I'm going to take some time to get my energy back. I've never been much of a fan of the stupid, and having to deal with two of them like that really drained me quite a lot. After that, both Caitlin and her father Clyde were removed from the company's payroll, and both had their access cards deactivated so that they could never come inside the office again. However, the investigation into those two didn't stop there, as more and more evidence of those two embezzling money from the company was found. And as more came up, so did the amount of money they would be forced to pay the company when faced by the company lawyers. Also, we made sure to look even further into what happened to Jackson to make him leave. And after we had all the evidence needed, we planned to have both Caitlin and Clyde pay him a settlement for the workplace harassment. Of course, the news of this didn't stay within the company and spread like wildfire all throughout the US.